When they looked out of their window, all they actually saw was piles and piles of rubbish and rats.
There are a lot of problems in those back streets, especially dumping of litter, maybe some drug dealing.
A couple of years since, you'd come in this back, you wouldn't be able to move. She wouldn't be able to walk down, never mind drive down some of the back alleys. Well, most of the problems were antisocial behaviour and people coming through this area, probably from different areas, public houses closing at night, coming up through the backs, probably urinating and drinking and that kind of thing.
Back streets are quite a problem, especially in the terraced areas, because of their, obviously, like in a grid pattern, and people, especially people who are up to perhaps no good, could easily access them.
We had lots of antisocial behaviour issues and fly tipping issues. Youths ganging around the bottom in the area here. General nuisances till early hours in the morning.
We prioritise those areas with the greatest need. We look at the crime statistics, the feedback from the local policing team, and we look at the environment itself and how easy it is for such a scheme to be implemented, and then we take a lot of feedback from local residents to see if it is something that they want, something that they need, and then they can support the process going forward and we can hopefully get something done.
We set up with the Residents Association to deal with antisocial behaviour and make a cleaner and greener environment and safer environment for people to live in.
When we're manufacturing the gates for Blackburn with Darwen Borough Council, we decided that we needed to keep them lightweight, strong and very durable. So we used box section steel. As you can see, this is a hollow section steel that is stronger than a solid bar. We also strengthen the hanging posts, or the end stile, by putting another piece of box section over the smaller box section before we drill the hole to receive the hinge. So here we are at Finsbury Place. This is one of the Alleygate schemes that has been done recently. It's a 6-gated scheme opposite Blackburn Rovers down at Ewood. You can see here we have the plate which recognises the number of the Alleygate, so any specific problems can be reported directly by telephoning this number here. You can see the locking mechanism works very nice and smoothly. Also we've designed the bang plates here. This is made out of 6-7mm plate and is a very solid fixing that prevents the gate from moving forward and swinging out into the road. We have a foot, as we call it. It's a preventative measure when children or kids start dancing up and down on the gate. The pails here are welded into place over this arched frame that runs right the way across the top here. The gates are set at just over 3 metres wide. That is so that we can get the bin wagons right the way down the back alleyways. Any alleyways that are wider than 3 metres then have a closing panel welded into this side, onto this box section leg. The Alleygates are quite attractive, very functional and simple design. There are nowhere that people who are thinking of climbing them could actually get a foot up. You couldn't even get your foot on the locking mechanism area, which is why there are no handles on it. It's all a very clean and crisp design. That's Blackburn with Darwen's Alleygates.
We work with Groundwork Trust very closely. They're the contractor that's been appointed to deliver the alleygating scheme on the authority's behalf. Obviously it's keen for us that it's someone who has a good local knowledge. They've worked in Blackburn for many, many years, but also a community interest organisation in so much that they are keen to deliver things that help people, and that's really positive. It also makes it relatively cost effective. The manufacturing is undertaken locally, and also we wanted something that not only just functional but looked good as well, and they were one organisation that certainly came up with a package that did both of those things.
The scheme's proved really popular amongst residents, councillors, because at the end of the day it's improved security for those areas. Everyone has been really pleased with them. There's been very, very few complaints.
I feel more private. I feel safe because I shut my gate after shopping, park my car up in the back alley and unload my boot. Then I get my car into my garage.
Our primary aim is to reduce crime and antisocial behaviour. For every scheme, that has been the case. Some schemes have had almost 100% reduction, some certainly a very large proportions. Added to that is the impact that it can have on communities who can take ownership of that space, who want to clean it, make it look nice, something that goes from what once could have been an eyesore to something that really does look quite pleasant and is a nice space to use.
We have had good feedback from the residents. Police officers and the community support officers both appreciate the Alleygates being there. It's made criminals and people who want to carry out antisocial behaviour have to walk on Main Street, which is more lit and more observant from the residents, and therefore the back alleys, which were dark places and easy for people to hide, they're not used anymore.
The Alleygate that I've got on are absolutely fantastic.